Have we saved the best for last? The final game, round 5, multicultural round. Fittingly, it's Canterbury involved, kicking the ball to Newcastle and Leo Thompson.
Bench to play left edge back row.
And Jacob Saifidi off as well, so a shuffle in the middle in the opening minutes of this game, and now a mistake by the Bulldogs. So they celebrated Newcastle's error and now have the favour returned.
With 2 or more defenders in the tackle, Tyson Frizzell strips the ball. The challenge by the Bulldogs is successful.
To give Canterbury the lead, Stephen Crichton makes no mistake. 2-0 Bulldogs. The now 20-year-old, as of today, here's Ponga. Ponga gets the ball away to Bear, still going, offloaded into Curran, who knocked the ball down. Bradman Bear's close, but they'll change it over. Here's Sexton putting it high again. His kick of choice so far. It's allowed to bounce out towards Crichton. No room. Grubbering, chasing hard. Ponga has to kick it. Touch in goal. Stephen Crichton dancing on a dime and getting a great result. Salmon finding Haywood. The kick was miscued, but it might work yet. No, the scrambling Knights make the tackle on top of their goal line, but concede a penalty. Still 2 tackles for Canterbury. It's man for Crichton. Crichton takes them on, loses the ball forward, and again, Newcastle deny the Bulldogs. There's a Jack special. Sexton kicks out towards the wing. The leap is there from Kiraz, who knocks it back for Curran, who trails through, picks up the scraps, and dives in for the first try. Or does he? Or does he?
The ball is initially gripped by Josh Curran. He then transfers the ball forward to the goal line without losing it. We have a decision.
It will be a try to Josh Curran. Blake Wilson out of the 17. Sexton on a roll now. The Bulldogs aided by a penalty. Listen to the crowd.
It looked deliberate at first glance.
The 8th sin binning of the round, the 2nd for a professional foul, the other 6 for high contact. They want to turn 1 try into 2, and it's Harry Hayes over for his first try of the season, and don't the Dogs love that?
Harvey Norman replay. Harry Hayes just goes straight through the front door.
The front foot here tonight. Ponga chimes in, great pickup, fantastic. Thomas Cant positions Gagai, who gets away from Tracy, and he's smothered by Haywood. Final play. Ponga, his grubber through the line, good pickup. Toby Sexton scooped it up on the bounce, got back into the field of play, and is illegally forced backwards. Second effort, penalty Canterbury. Tracy and Curran, the tacklers, they go deep. Ponga kicks into Bailey Haywood. Play on is the ruling. Haywood runs away. Holding ball up now, he hits Montoya. A bit of open space in front of Marcelo Montoya. Now they get to him. Marnie, here's Kurtman. This time he's got his try. This time, game 200 is celebrated with a 4-pointer. And the Bulldogs have kept the opposition to single figures and tonight scoreless for 3 rounds in a row.
Cameron, the Dogs are having a party, 5-0. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, really happy. Happy with a lot of things. I thought the Knights were really brave today. They obviously had a bit of interchange trouble there at the start and lost some players, and we could easily got frustrated with that, thinking that they were down on troops and we were a little bit clunky. But I thought, if I could sum up our performance, I thought it was just really professional. I thought we put a lot of work into them in the first half and come out in the second half and played more our style of game. And we're going to look back on a lot of attack and think we could have done it better, but just really happy with how our defence is building, how it's getting better every week, and how we defended tonight. Wasn't our style of game in the first half, but we made it more like that in the second half.
Great way to go into the bye, and then do you get Burton and kick out back for Good Friday?
yeah, looks like they'll be back. They had a good run today. Still got a few boxes to tick this week, and then hopefully they're available for selection for the Good Friday game, which is going to be a great occasion for us back here. It's going to be a big crowd and enjoyable occasion, but it looks like we might have some tough decisions to make there.
You must have been pleased for Kurt in a milestone match.
Yeah, he's just had such an impact since he got to our club. Boys love him, we love coaching him, and he's just so important to what we've tried to build. And it was a really special week for us. I know he did a really good job of making it all about the team, but we wanted to celebrate him and honour him with the performance that we saw tonight.
What's it mean to you, Kurt, to get that win, be 5-0, and obviously it's in a big game for you as well?
Yeah, it's massive in context of the season. To go 5-0 at the start of the year is probably the best start of a year I've had in the NRL career I've had. So a start like this can really put you in good stead, towards the back end of the season.
Kurt, you scored the winning try in your debut game, Melbourne against Manly. You score again tonight in game 200 after a full start. They took the first one off you. So what did it mean to you, and what went through your mind when you got over in game 200?
The first one I kind of probably knew it was going to get pulled back. It looked like it went a bit forward off the hands, and then the second one I was right place, right time, I guess, again, just like my debut. So it is really special, to be able to score the winner in debut, and then to get a try again tonight in a milestone game is always something that you'll remember, when you look back on your career once you're done.
Cam, is it going too far to call it a dream night for Canterbury? You keep the opposition to nil, your milestone man scores, Jack Todd scores his first try, you're breaking all sorts of records that go back to 1993 predominantly. So dream night, fair description?
Oh, I don't know about that, because I think we're going to look back at it and think there's a lot of things we could have done better, but very pleasing night. There was a lot to celebrate tonight. Jacob Carraz back from injury, and he was outstanding. Killer's 200th. Getting a zero is always really important. That means I have to pay for the coffee cart on Tuesday morning now. So it's win-win for everyone, I suppose. But we're very happy with how we've started the season. But there's a long way to go. You don't win comps in April. We've got a lot we need to work on, and we've got a bye to work on that now. And a big Good Friday game to look forward to.
Cyril, you mentioned the selection decisions coming up. Is there satisfaction in just the fact that that's now a thing for you? Even leaving a guy like Blake Wilson out today, that's a tough decision. Like, he's been great, and yet you had Jacob Carraz back. There's depth there now, isn't there? Yeah,
it's awesome. We've got a number of guys in New South Wales Cup who are NRL players. And that's what you want. That's how you build a successful club, is to have that depth. And any time Canterbury's been successful in the past, it's had strong New South Wales Cup teams and Jersey Fleet teams, and that's what we're trying to build. And we feel like we're getting closer to that. We had a lot of guys out tonight. So Tilly was out, Kicks, Birdo, but we really didn't speak about that all week. It was speaking about who was in and how we were going to get the job done.
And Steve Crichton, he said he had a bit of an ongoing nerve issue in his shoulder. What is it, and how is he?
Yeah, he got a burner last year at some stage, and he said it felt similar to that. We thought we were going to have to take him off, but it just shows how tough he is, that he just refuses to come off at times and stays out there, and still had a big contribution.
That was brave, considering the players that you lost. How did you see it?
Yeah, exactly that. I said to the team, we've won before, and I haven't been that proud of the performance, and we didn't get the result. And I think when you look back later on, over time, you see 20-0 scoreline, you're probably thinking that we didn't play well, but I'm really proud of them to go through what they did. And there's a fair bit more that you wouldn't know about that they've gone through, personnel wise, and then having young blokes just having to, within 1 minute, step out of their comfort zone. All of a sudden they're going to play 80 for us. So we can build on that performance. There's some stuff there execution wise that it's not where we need to be, but the foundations of being a gritty team are back, and I don't reckon we've had that for the first 3 weeks.
What happened with Jacob? It looked as though he did it running out.
Yeah, he warmed up, he was fine, and he usually just gives one little blast of energy before he does the kick-off carry. And I know he studies which side they kick off. He wants that carry every week, and when he wasn't there, I knew something was wrong. But yeah, he done it then. He tore a calf. And then obviously lost Shill with the HIA after that.
What about Jack Edmund?
Yeah, shoulder. It's a shoulder that he's had trouble with in the past. It doesn't look good. No.
Do you expect to be without those 3 next week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack Hogger's finger, Adam, is that just a dislocation or is it?
Yeah, just can't get it back in. So, I figure that's the least of our problems. He'll be right next week. But the main thing for Jack, they're trying to get it back in now. He wouldn't look good wearing a glove, put it that way.
So he played the end of the game with his finger still dislocated, did he?
Yeah, it's still out now. Yeah, I just spoke to him, and they still can't get it in. So.
And the Phoenix had to go to the sin bin. How did you see that?
It hurt. I know that. I think that's one of the things that I'm proud of. Like, he gets 10 in the bin, and then there's 8 minutes of live ball. Like, we couldn't even get a rest in that period. It was just a ding dong for 8 minutes of the 10 minutes that he was off, and we didn't crack. So they're the sort of things that we can take forward. When we put the kick in on the try line and they run the length, we scramble and we turn them away. That's it. That's the stuff that I want to highlight in our review. Like, we should be pretty proud of some of the effort.
Caelan, how gassed were you and your teammates for periods out there? Were you just turning them away with a scrambled line because of the injuries and the alike? How tiring were you?
Yeah, it was a tough game from our boys. I don't want to say that injuries made us sort of click into gear, but we knew our backs were against the wall from the start, and it kind of brought us together in a way. Obviously some massive efforts from some young boys out there tonight that they should grow in confidence. I know the school board, suggests otherwise, but like Maney, his second game in NRL, played 80 at back row. Tommy Can, he's only young and he played centre. So there's just some efforts out there that those boys can grab confidence from, and I think the disappointing part was the execution at the end. I'll put my hand up for that. I know some other spine members put their hand up. That's probably the disappointing part, but in terms of who we are as a team and our DNA, I think we showed that tonight.
Where does it leave you for next week? It'll be a test of depth for you.
Yeah.
Have you got options there? Is Tyson Gamble, Dylan Lucas, are they?
Kai, obviously, he's finished his serving his suspension, so we'll get him back, which will help. I'm not sure on... We definitely won't get Dylan Lucas back. I'm not sure on Tyson Gamble. He may be an option. But it's more around that forward depth, and I'm not sure what wing option we've got with, Shill and the HIA.